station.
It is week 13 in the National Football League. Bengals versus Browns. Welcome to the Doghouse, your inside look at the Cleveland Browns. I'm Andy McNamara alongside Browns insider from WKYC Sports in Cleveland, Matt Florjancic. Wow, how many things have changed since we last spoke on Monday. There was the kick 6 on Monday Night Football where the Browns lost to Baltimore. Austin Davis named the starter for the Browns over Johnny Manziel, and Terrell Pryor is back in the building. Matt, what a difference a few days makes. How are you doing?
Just a typical week in Cleveland and week 13 of the NFL football season, my friend.
Oh, and you know what, Matt? It's December and just the annual tradition. You know, some people have Thanksgiving turkey, there's eggnog, there's family, and there's the third starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in a single season. It just goes hand in hand. It just wouldn't be approaching the holiday season if we didn't have a third different starter, number 24 since 1999, and that big old jersey with the tape, that famous one in the downtown Cleveland window, just keeps growing.
The scary thing is there's still 5 weeks left, so there might be a fourth.
Oh, and that's only happened one time. That was 2008, right?
Wow, I can't even remember, but I think it was 2008 when Gronkowski, Dorsey,
yes, that was it.
Anderson, and Quinn all started.
Right.
I know the names, and I had to do a photo gallery a couple weeks ago chronicling all 23 of the previous starters, and it was really depressing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew every single name on the list, and I knew most of those guys only started one game.
Oh, it's true. And of course, near the top is Spurgeon Wynn, part of the famed NFL Network special, the Brady Six, the 6 quarterbacks taken ahead of Tom Brady. So the Patriots have had one main starting quarterback outside of hiccups with Matt Castle, and I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo actually started. He just played. But they've had pretty much one, and we've had 24. Yikes.
Yeah, well, the thing with Brady is nobody really wanted him. I mean, as evidence of the fact that he went 6 rounds deep, but it was a unique set of circumstances. First of all, he had an incredible drive to prove people wrong, and he still does. It still motivates him to this day. And you see the commercials with him wearing the jersey with the number on it, signifying where he was drafted. I mean, that still motivates him today. And, two, he was put in a hell of a system.
Oh yeah.
The Patriots are the most stable organization in the NFL in terms of leadership. Mm-hmm. So, it is a good recipe for success. And if Jimmy G ever gets his shot to play, he's going to be pretty darn good for that Patriots team.
Yeah.
But when you look at the Browns, they're the opposite of stable. They are as inconsistent an organization as humanly possible. And unfortunately, I think that inconsistency is only going to grow a little bit larger in the next 5 weeks here.
Well, 2-9. Listen, everybody, we can, and Mike Pettin said in press conferences, they haven't talked about the future or job security. Matt, he has a combined 9 wins in the 2 seasons. After starting 7-4, he's gone a full season, 2-14. You're gonna get fired, and if they don't, then my God, then it's even more maddening. Stability is great when it makes sense. But to have stability, just to have people hang around like Ray Farmer to do another draft and Mike Pettin with Jim freaking O'Neill as defensive coordinator is absolutely insane. It makes 0 sense. And Jimmy has him. Hey, man, he's got to get this one right. And there's talk came out today. He's been consulting with Urban Meyer about different college coaches. You just need to get a guy in here who can run football. Not Alex Shiner on the business side. You need a football man. I don't know if that's Peyton Manning if he's going to retire. I don't know if that is somebody, just a seasoned guy we don't know about yet. But somehow it has to happen. You just can't keep going back to these 4th, 5th pick guys, first-time coordinators, and just hoping. It's ridiculous.
Well, you look at everything that the Browns have done in the last 2 years. They have a first-time head coach, a first-time GM who didn't pick the head coach, a first-time defensive coordinator, a first-time offensive coordinator this year. Last year was a little different. And you look at also the fact that they had a guy who was grossly out of position as a quarterback coach last year and a guy this year who was fresh to the position. And you would think, boy, that's a recipe for disaster on all sides. But I could legitimately make the case that John DeFilippo and Kevin O'Connell should, without question, come back. Mm-hmm. And they are two of probably maybe 3 coaches that I would say should come back.
Right.
And they've really done a fantastic job with the fact that they've had nothing to work with. I mean, if you give John DeFilippo actual weapons and you get him a quarterback, and even if you give Josh McCown some weapons, man, he could put up some numbers. But they don't have any semblance of a running game whatsoever. And you could look at the fact that Ray Farmer, when he let Terrence West go, and granted, West was a knucklehead, but he didn't do anything to help the running back core.
No.
Maybe getting rid of West was supposed to help the running back core, but he didn't add another body to help with competition. And that's the thing that bothers me most about Ray Farmer is when he lets talent go. And make no mistake about it, he has let a lot of talent go in the form of Jordan Cameron, Jabal Sheard, who is – it sounds like Bill Belichick's long-lost son, the way that man praises him.
Wow.
And you look at what he's brought in. And throw in Brian, you can even throw in Brian Hoyer and the success that he's had in Houston and the fact that he has Houston on the verge of a playoff.
Sure he does.
And yeah, TJ Yates started a couple of games when Hoyer was concussed, but still, Hoyer's done some good things. And he even made Bill O'Brien admit that Bill O'Brien made a mistake in putting Ryan Mallett anywhere near the starting lineup. So you look at the talent that he let go and the lack of it that he brought in, there is no way that man should be in charge of a draft room. There's no way that man should be in charge of running a free agency period for a team. He can't do it.
No.
He's not good enough to do it.
He needs to be a part of a team, not the guy.
Understand the game is played differently than just lining up and smash-mouthing it. And first of all, if you're not going to have wide receivers, you better have a damn running back that can get more than a negative yards. Duke Johnson is great in the passing game. Can't do anything between the tackles. Isaiah Crowell is not even a shell of his former self from his rookie season. I don't know what they did to Crow, but, they clipped his wings and he can't fly anymore.
It's the offensive line.
They need to find a way to get better talent on this team.
Yeah, but Matt, I think it all starts around the offensive line there and the defensive side. And you said it, if you want to play smash mouth football, well, you need guys to smash. And you have a bunch of tame, meek athletes that don't get mad, don't if you hit their teammate or dirty shot, don't care. Like, it's so frustrating. And let's touch back real quick on the Baltimore game before we look ahead to the Cincinnati Bengals here on the Doghouse, your inside look at the Cleveland Browns. Andy McNamara alongside Matt Fleur-Jancic. You can tweet us at AndyMC81, at Matt Fleur-Jancic. We'll get to our Twitter question after we wrap up the Baltimore game. And, Matt, I hear with people talking national media, the Browns were so close, and it was just a fluke on the blocked field goal for the win and then the run back. We have to remember that the Baltimore Ravens had over 30%, I think it was 33% of their salary cap roster on the IR. They were playing second and third stringers. Guys signed off the street, and they were still able to pull it off. Like, Matt, it's to the point where people they just pity you for being a Browns fan. They just feel sorry for you. Like I get all the time. Why do you still cheer for this team? Why? It's so frustrating because you love the colors. You might not love the players. You love the jersey, the city, the helmet, everything, and they don't repay you. And make no bones about it. People say, "Why don't you leave?" I will cheer for this team if they go 0-16 for the rest of my life and die with the jersey on. I don't care. I love this team. But it's just humiliating when you see them find new ways to lose like they did on Monday.
I wish you could take that passion that you have, and I'm going to go Rudy on you. If you haven't seen the movie Rudy about a Notre Dame football player,
yeah.
I wish God would put your heart in some of my players' bodies. Okay? I wish that you could bottle up that energy, that excitement, that frustration level, that care that you and every Browns fan has, and give it to this team. Because they lack, above all else, above all the skills they lack the capacity to care.
Yeah. They
just don't want it. If you look at them, they say all the right things, and they say, "Oh, well, we work hard. you guys don't know the first thing about working hard. You're soft. Randy Starks and Joe Thomas get every Wednesday off. They don't have to do a single thing. Now, Joe Thomas, you could make the argument, but I would make the argument that he needs every practice rep he can get because he still jumps off sides and he still commits holding penalties. You know, and I could argue that Randy Starks should never be given another day off in his life in the NFL because of the stupid taunting penalty he picked up against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, did it mean anything? No. But you couple that with the fact that he also committed an offsides on what was fourth down, which the coaching staff still thinks is third down, which is kind of scary. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those two things led to scores. So you can't do that and win games. And guess what? You lost, and you lost very big by a very big margin. Whereas maybe if you get a late touchdown, you tie the game. Nope, you're still down by 2 more scores. So to me, they're soft. And you look at some of the guys that they have, especially going back to that field goal block, you have Danny Shelton and Cam Irving on the line, and Alex Mack and Joe Thomas sitting on the sideline. Alex Mack has been on every field goal protection team up until this year in his career with the Browns. He really honestly has been one of the mainstays of blocking for field goal and extra point protection. And you're going to stick Cameron Irving out there, who, for all intents and purposes, has zero muscle and is pretty much out of shape. When you look at the kid in the locker room, you're just like, my God, this is a first-round pick in the NFL.
Really?
This kid doesn't look like he's ever been introduced to the weight room before.
Wow.
I mean, he's not in shape. It doesn't seem like it's all that important to him, and yet we're taking him in the first round, and he's out there for the biggest play. And guess who Brent Urban blew up on the play to block the field goal? Danny Shelton and Cam Irving. So your 2 first-round draft picks, ladies and gentlemen, got destroyed, and it led to a game-winning field goal block return for a touchdown.
So, Matt, why is that? Can we put any sort of sense as to the decision not to have Alex Mack and or Joe Thomas out, your 2 best linemen, out for the most important play of the game, and you put 2 rookies out there? Is that just the coaching staff trying to get the draft picks in? Like, it just doesn't seem to make any sort of sense as to why you would have that particular lineup out there at that time.
Chris Tabor tried to explain it yesterday as putting Danny Shelton out there because he's a wider body than Joe Thomas and Alex Mack, which means that he'll make somebody go 1 step further, and 1/10 of a second is all they need, and that step would, that step around Shelton would be more difficult to make up. Well, Brent Urban made it up, and he made it up just fine. So I don't know that necessarily has a lot of credence to it. It has to be the fact that they cannot do anything but special teams at this point in their careers. And I would hate to think that out of the 4 draft picks Ray Farmer made in the first round, we're getting 3 special teamers and a 3rd-string quarterback that won't be on the team next year. But truthfully, that's exactly what we got.
Unbelievable. Okay. We're going to get to the Twitter question right now. By the way, that is brought to you by DraftPot.com. DraftPot.com special daily fantasy league deal for our Doghouse Browns listeners. So you go to DraftPot.com. When you sign up, go to the promo code area and just type in Browns. That's it. DraftPot.com. Go to the sign-up area. When you fill out your info, type in promo code Browns. They will match your deposit up to $300, and you'll also get a free game out of it. So the difference is, with this particular site for the Daily Fantasy League, the reason Matt and I love it so much is because you have 2 options. You have the GM mode, which is your traditional salary cap, and you pick your quarterback, couple running backs, 3 wide receivers, etc. But also you have a fan mode. There's no salary cap. That means if you want to pick Tom Brady, Odell Beckham Jr., you want Gronk, you want whoever out there, all the highest paid players, you can have that on your team. So great site. You can do NFL, hockey, basketball, all that sort of good stuff. Great prizes, low as $1 to start, so you don't have to spend big bucks to play, but they also have huge prize winnings as well. So draftpot.com, go in the sign-up area, promo code Browns, and they'll take care of you just for being a Doghouse listener. So our Twitter question, at AndyMC81, at Matt Florjancic, is this. Can Cleveland Browns quarterback Austin Davis beat the Cincinnati Bengals this Sunday? Can he beat the Bengals this Sunday? And Matt, we're both old school wrestling fans. We both love Stone Cold Steve